everyone, this is Robin the Delta Crafter, and I'm here today to share with you an unboxing and a review of the brand new MISTI 2.0. And if you don't know what MISTI is, MISTI stands for, it's an acronym, it stands for Most Incredible Stamp Tool Invented. So this is a MISTI, and it really is an awesome stamping tool to have. But before we get started, I want to welcome everyone to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the Delta Crafter, I would love it if you would do so. And go ahead and click the notification bell to be notified of when I upload new videos. Additionally, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at the Delta Crafter. So I hope you enjoy this video. Let's get started. So I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. This is actually my very first MISTI. I have owned other stamp positioning tools before, but this is my very first one by My Sweet Petunia, the company that makes the MISTI. So I've loved them and I've wanted to get, have one for a while, but it is a significant investment, and so I didn't have one previously, but I am very happy to have one now and look forward to using it quite often in my crafting, in my card making and crafting. And to be honest with you, many of the people that I follow on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube all use the MISTI because it is that great of a tool to have. So if dollar for dollar, it is worth the investment. If we want to talk about the price, this is the original MISTI, original meaning the size. There are 3 different sizes of MISTIs. There is the original, which is large enough to make a, to hold a 6x6 rubber background stamp or larger. Then there is a mini MISTI that is probably more appropriate for making A2 size cards or using clear stamps with smaller sets of clear stamps. And then there is a larger version that is a 12 by 12 that can be used for like scrapbooking or memory keeping, to be able to stamp on pages that would be 12 by 12 sheets of paper. So, but I believe by far the original MISTI size is the most popular size. So let's go ahead and open the box and dig in and see what all is included. So here she is, the brand new MISTI 2.0. And so I'm going to talk about, even though this is my first MISTI, I have done some research, and I have watched a few videos that talk about the upgrades or updates that have been made to the MISTI 2.0. So I'm going to share those with you guys. The first upgrade that I want to mention, or improvement, is the lid of the MISTI now hangs over the edge of the bottom of the MISTI. Before, it was flush, and so that made it hard to find the lid and easily open it up. Now it hangs over just a tiny bit, so you're easily able to put your finger or fingers under there and open the cover, which I think is a nice touch. Because many times before, people would put a piece of washi tape or something over here to create a little handle and make it easy for them to open the lid, but now you don't have to do that. So that's the first improvement. The next improvement that I learned about was in the hinges themselves. What I learned is that the previous MISTI version, the hinges were plastic, which were over time would have just a little bit of give in them after you've opened and closed several different times. And so that could produce, maybe not always, but it could produce a little bit of difference in your stamping. So when you stamp your first image, then you open it and re-ink your stamp and then stamp again. They might be off just a tiny bit because the hinges had just the slightest amount of give in them. So what they've done now is they put a piece of metal in the hinges that give it a lot more stability and reduces the give that is in the hinges. So that is the second upgrade. The third upgrade is I might have to turn this just a tiny bit so you can see that the rulers on the side, or the third improvement, the ruler on the side is actually etched into the MISTI. So we don't have to worry about the numbers rubbing off or coming off or doing anything, going away. These numbers and this spacing will be here without a doubt. Now, I did purchase the stickers to go along with this, and after further review, I didn't know at the time, but after further review, these stickers look like they match up with the sizing of the original MISTI. This ruler on here is a little bit thinner than the stickers. I knew that that was a possibility when I purchased these stickers because it did not say that these stickers matched up with the MISTI 2.0, but they were only $2 a piece, so I was willing to give the stickers a try. Hopefully, they will come out with a set of stickers that matches this lineup, because for me, the pink is a little bit harsh on my eyes and it's kind of hard for me to see. I would much rather have a white on black, or even the teal on black, because I can see the numbers and the hash marks a whole lot easier. So if and when they come out with new stickers, I will purchase those. But the improvement of having the ruler markings etched in here is a great upgrade. The third upgrade is now you have a little garage for your magnet. So your magnet always has a little home that's out of the way, and then you can just slide it over there and easily close your MISTI and put it away for storage. So that's a great little added touch there. And I think that is all that another upgrade, or fifth and final upgrade that I can think of anyway, is that this first hash mark lines up and is a true first spacing. Some of the MISTI 1.0 owners mentioned that the markings were not actually lined up with where the paper would lie, and so the markings ended up being off just a tiny bit. So if you were doing something that required exact precision, and you were trying to use your ruler on your MISTI to get that precision, it might not always work out for you. So anyway, those are the upgrades and improvements that I'm aware of. If you have a MISTI 2.0, oh, I'm sorry, there is one more. One more upgrade is actually in the door, or in the door of the MISTI. The grid is now gray. Can you see that? Let me open it back up. So the grid in the door is now gray, so that when you are marking, previously it was just transparent and etched in there. It's now etched and gray. So when you are using your grid to line up things, and you're using white cardstock like most of us do, it's easy to get that lined up and see your grid on your paper now, because the grid is gray instead of clear and transparent. So that's 6 upgrades, or 6 improvements that I've shared with you that I think make this MISTI tool even better than it has been before. I just remembered that I forgot to share with you guys a couple other things that come with the MISTI. So in your package, you will get a couple of pieces of paper. I think it's about 10 sheets of paper that you can stamp on to make sure that are disposable, rather, that you can tear off, and that will allow you to kind of, if you want to lay your stamps over, say you wanted to cover or stamp a A2 size 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 size piece of paper with a 6x6 stamp. You have these extra pieces of paper behind the your stamp that will catch all the over inking or the overage of the inking when you when you stamp your image, because as you can see, the stamp is larger than the piece of paper. So you get 10 pieces of paper that come with your MISTI, and you can they sell extra paper as an add-on, so you can easily replace this. Then you get this foam pad that is in here that will build up the space for you when you use your clear stamps. So rubber mounted stamps are thicker than clear stamps. So when you use rubber mounted stamps, such as this Northern Light stamp, you need to remove this foam piece to make space and room for your stamp to fit in your MISTI correctly. When you use a clear stamp, let's say like this Celebrate Us stamp set from Hero Arts, you need to put the foam piece back in here, and you can put the paper on top of it. Put the foam back in your MISTI to, again, build up the space so that you get a nice clean image and with your clear stamp in your MISTI. So the first thing that I want to do to prepare my MISTI is to put some washi tape around my magnet. That will make it a whole lot easier for me to pick up and to be able to use. And I have a couple of pieces, a couple of washi tape over here. I have this crayon one and this animal print one. And I actually think I'm going to go with the crayon one. I like all the colors. I like color, and I'm not afraid to use color in my home and various different places and things. So I like color a lot. So this one really is speaking to me. So now I can just pick my magnet up very easily, created a little handle for it. So I have a couple of stamp sets here that I want to give a try in the MISTI. And the reason why I wanted to get a original MISTI and decided to go ahead and make the investment is when you have certain stamps and when you're trying to make the best product that you can, whether it's just for your own personal use, whether it's a hobby, whether you're selling them, or whatever the case may be. I'm a firm believer in having the right tools to execute your idea or your craft, whatever it may be. And so having a MISTI is one of the things that I feel is important to make sure that you are able to create the best product that you can, especially when it comes to large stamps like these two that I have here. This is the Northern Lights stamp from Hero Arts. This was included in the June 2020 My Monthly Hero kit, and I have been unable to use this stamp because I did not have the appropriate tool to stamp this large of a stamp and be able to stamp more than once. When you look at this stamp, you can see how detailed this stamp is. And you have to be able to stamp it more than once in order to make sure that you get all of the detail in this beautiful, beautiful stamp. Being able to stamp it once with just like a large acrylic block, you may be able to get it all, but it's probably unlikely. So having a tool like a MISTI helps with that. So that's the Northern Lights stamp set. And then this stamp set is the Ocean Waves. This is a stamp set that can be found on Hero Arts website. This Northern Lights stamp set is not currently available for purchase because they sold out of the June 2020 kit. But this Ocean Wave stamp is, but it too is very, very detailed. It has some really fine lines in it that I know I will need to be able to stamp more than once. So I went ahead and invested in this MISTI so that I'm able to do that. Now, when you're stamping a stamp this large, you will not be able to use your magnet. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to place a piece of washi tape on the back of your paper to hold it in place. So let's do that right now. And because the MISTI, you butt everything up against the corner, then you can ensure that you get the exact placement of the stamp every single time, of the impression every single time. So I'm gonna butt this up against the two corners, or the corner of the two sides rather, and place that there. Then I'm going to place our stamp down. Close the door of our MISTI. Make sure I get a good impression, or good adhesion rather. Then open it up. Let's ink this beautiful stamp up. And I'm using Hero Arts Intensified Black ink. Get good coverage on my stamp. And let's close the door of our MISTI. Oop, dropped it there. And I'm gonna go over the MISTI, over the stamp rather, with a towel just to make sure I get some good pressure. Oh man, that's beautiful. But see how I think I might have missed something? No, I think that was intentional. But see how it's a little bit darker right here than in some other spots. So I really do feel like I need to stamp this again, and I wouldn't be able to do that and get the emplacement correct on all these little fine lines if I did not have a tool like the MISTI. There are, I believe there are other stamp positioning items on the market. Like I said, this is not my first one. I actually have another stamp tool that is similar to this, but it's smaller. But I don't believe that that tool is even made anymore. So I'm not going to mention it. And there we have it. A beautiful 6x6 stamped image with a lot of detail. Oh, that's gorgeous. So imagine doing this with Versamark ink, or some colored ink, and then Versamark or something on there on top of it. You would need something to be able to restamp this stamp to make sure that you get good coverage of that clear ink that you can't see, Versamark ink, to make sure that when you heat emboss, everything is covered and in place so you can get this beautiful impression. So with that being said, I am excited about having this MISTI 2.0 to be able to add it to my collection of tools that help me produce the cards that I so love to make. So if you like this video and enjoyed it, make sure that you give me a like. And until next time, thanks guys. Bye-bye.